What is up, people? It is just before 5 minutes before 11 on this beautiful Sunday evening. If it's dark, I apologize. I'm not trying to get a lot of attention towards me right now. I am actually doing security, um, and it's a 12-hour shift, so I felt like taking this opportunity to make a YouTube video. I promise you part two to my background. I kind of left it off at I want to kind of explain where my mental health issues come from. Um, so let's just start this off. Came back from my second deployment, and actually I came back from my second deployment. Even before then, actually, I think I was having issues. I just didn't want to do anything about it. Definite signs of isolation, um, avoidance, locking myself in my bedroom, and using my four walls as my means of managing my mental health. I was in complete denial when I found out that I was diagnosed with PTSD. I went to the Denver VA. One of my friends that got diagnosed with PTSD, highly recommended. He's like, you need to go. You need to go just to find out if you have it or not. Because it helped him out. He actually, which is really sad because he was a really close friend of mine. He was a roommate of mine when we were deployed my first time, and I'm not going to say his name just for his privacy. But it's really sad, that's just the way it works out. He got back. He discovered that he had some severe mental health issues, PTSD. His fiance at the time, and I believe he's married. I want to hope and pray that that's the case, that he married this gal. His problem was so bad that they started having issues, and so they started doing couples counseling. And that's kind of when the last time I talked to him, when he was like, "Yeah, I got off social media, because I didn't want to start any drama with girls that I met in the military, blah blah blah." So it was all to kind of save face with his current love interest, and I could understand that. It was sad because it was sad to lose out on a friend like that. I haven't heard from him ever since. It's been years, and I often wonder what's going on with him and how he's doing. But anyway, that's off subject a little bit. He was the one who kind of convinced me to go. I went. I filled out their little questionnaire, and based off the answers I gave, and I didn't lie on it. I was just upfront and truthful and honest about it. Which there was a big part of me who wished that I wasn't upfront and honest about it. I'm gonna try to improve the light situation. There we go. Because I'd rather you guys see. And I want to show off my Fu Manchu mustache that I got going on. So I went. They determined, professionals, not me, professionals determined that I indeed had PTSD. I found it out. They told me, I went through all my physicals with all these different docs, went and talked to like some kind of head shrink. At the time, they said, okay, based off all your answers and our little interviews with you, we need to set up appointments for you for the physical parts of it and the mental aspects, because I definitely saw some things wrong with me. Now, here's the problem. I was still in the military. So, in my mind, I told myself, never been to. Maybe once or twice in my military career I went to sick call, and maybe a handful, but not that much. And that's what you're taught in the military, is that you just suck it up, and you don't do sick call, because you don't want to be that guy that's called the sick call ranger, and I didn't want to be known as that either. So I mean, it's just the way, that's the nature of the beast when you're in the military. You just kind of suck it up and you deal with the pain. You deal with the sickness, whatever, because you know what, everybody else is dealing with it. So there's no records of anything. I never had any kind of records of any kind of mental health problems throughout the military. So I and that's what I told them. I was like, I never went to sick call. I didn't want to go to sick call. I'd rather be in the mission. There's the times that I did go to sick call and I'd have missed out on any kind of training. Super bummed because I wanted to be with the guys. I wanted to be with my guys and learn the job and do my job well. So pretty much all those appointments that I set up that I said, yeah, I'm going to make it to, didn't go to. Because like I said, I was in a state of denial. I didn't want to admit to myself or anybody that I had this issue. And I definitely did not want to tell my chain of command that I had PTSD or that someone diagnosed me with PTSD. So I sucked it up. And try to manage it myself because, that's just what we do. We try to manage it on your own until either A, it just dawns on you that you can't do it on your own, or B, you're just stubborn and you just don't want help. So anyway, did some stateside stuff with fires down south. Anybody that knows Colorado, like 3-4 years ago, there was fires down south, and then a few months later there's flooding up north, and I got called up for both those things. Someone again ended up talking. I was going through some stuff. I've been moving around from place to place, in and out of jobs, couldn't hold down a job, would get myself into situations where I couldn't make payments on bills, on my car. A lot of bad stuff was happening. It was all self-inflicted, and I wasn't managing my life at all. I was just kind of felt like I was just skating through life at that point. Like I was just kind of hoping and wishing for the end. I'm not gonna lie about that. I think there's a huge part of me is just like, I don't deserve to be here. And I think a lot of that stems from what a lot of soldiers go through is survivor's guilt. Now, I lost a buddy my first deployment. He wasn't overseas when he died. He was home. He had been called back early from deployment because he had a family member pass away. It was his father, God rest his soul, that had passed away. So he had to go back home and take care of those responsibilities because he was the man of the family. He was the remaining male in the family, so he had to go take care of those situations. Make it a long story short, he wasn't right. He was drinking a lot. He had a lot of issues to deal with, not just the deployment, but the fact that he just lost probably his best friend, his father, and for whatever reason, he took his life. And when that happened, that kind of changed me. It changed me. It made me feel like, why did his life get taken, or why did he take his life, and why am I still here? It's not. I'm not trying to have a pity party here, but there was lots of words going through my mind, like, you don't deserve to be here. You should be ashamed of yourself because you're still here and those people died. And that's just what was going on in my head. I was like, it made no sense to me. It's like, that was a good person that just lost his life. And really, he was a down-to-earth guy. So, just kind of like a epic kind of attitude, like, have fun in this life, enjoy this life. You only have this one life to live. And that's kind of the attitude he had. So it was huge shock to me when I heard that he had taken his own life. But I kind of in a weird way, I understood, but I didn't want to accept it because I didn't want to accept that he was gone. He was the reason why I bring this up. He was in my squad. We talked all the time. I kind of looked at him like an older brother, because that's the kind of relationship I built with him. I don't know if that's the same way he felt, but that's the way I felt about him. And that's kind of how you feel with most of the guys and gals that you deploy with, is that they are your family. For the amount of time that you're in the military, they are your family. So to lose a family member, it's hard. It's never easy. And not just that, but during the deployment, there was lives lost as well. People just doing their jobs, not even going outside the wire, just making housing for soldiers coming into Ramadi. Those people were losing their lives, and it it's just a constant question, like, why them and not me? And I don't know. All my life I kind of had a death wish. I'm not gonna lie about that. All my life I dealt with depression, didn't understand where the depression lied from, and then I come to find out that now the professionals are discovering that most soldiers that are diagnosed with PTSD, and I'm just say soldiers because I was Army, but I'm just saying any service member diagnosed with PTSD they're starting to discover that it's bringing out childhood trauma, and I'll get into that some other time. I'm gonna cut this video short just because I am working, but I wanted to kind of continue the part 2 of my background. I really hope that this channel picks up, and I hope it means something to anybody. You don't even have to be a veteran. If you're struggling mental health wise, I implore people to watch these videos. And if it doesn't help and you think I'm full of it, then make the comments in the section. I want to improve this channel. I want it to mean something, and I want it to mean something to somebody else. And if anything I say helps people, then that's what I want to do, because I've gotten so much help in these past few years dealing with this situation, and I need to give it back. I need to give back that that goodwill in nature that good people offer to others, and I want to do that. I want to do the same thing for other people. So whether you're a veteran or not, it doesn't matter to me. I just, I want this channel to mean something, not just to me, but to other people. And if anything I say helps, then then I'm a step forward. Anyway, I'm gonna call it quits on this video. I will continue part 3 on my background, and hopefully it's not completely long-winded, but peace out, y'all, and remember, you're never out of the fight. Love y'all.